Just give you a quick update. Saturday morning. Not a lot was going on really. I haven't been swimming since I last spoke to you. Taking the dogs out for a walk this morning, and I put my heart rate monitor on. It's a chest strap one, so it's slightly more accurate than the wrist-based ones. Slightly interestingly, gentle walk, and my heart rate was showing 175. I put it on the other day, and on the graph after I downloaded it, it showed it peaking at over 200. Even when I'm full tilt, I don't even go anywhere near that sort of thing. Well, pre-STEMI anyway, I certainly didn't go anywhere near that. Stopped, took my pulse from my neck, and that appeared to be fine. I wasn't racing or anything else like that, so I really don't know what's going on. I don't know whether it's because of the stents, the drugs, or whatever, that the sensor on my heart rate monitor is not doing something it should do. I'm not overly concerned about it. I think it's probably more of a tech issue that I'm not very good with. You know, old person tech doesn't really work. So that's that. What else has been going on? I'm losing weight hand over fist at the moment. I don't know whether it's because I'm pottering around and doing things as opposed to sitting on my butt. I just put my jeans on and they're just bloody hanging off me. The belt has gone on, up another notch. In most normal circumstances, this would be good, but I don't really want to get much lighter than I am, which is about 12.8ish is my sort of kind of running fighting weight. But I reckon I'm about 12.4 at the moment. So lots of protein shakes going down my throat, and toast with lots of peanut butter on at the moment. It's all good fats, almonds, cashew nuts, and things like that. I can think of worse things, and I'm going out for a curry tonight as well, so that will help things along, no doubt as well. What else is going on in my world? Not a great deal. I suppose the exciting thing is, for me anyway, is I'm just going to pick up my new car. I say new, second hand, but newish, a lot newer than the old bus I had. So I'm going to go and get that. Nice BMW X3. That'll keep me amused for a few days. What else? Not a lot, I don't think. Oh yeah, tomorrow morning, should have been running the Woking Marathon, but instead I'm volunteering for them. So hopefully next year, well, I will get a free place next year for volunteering this year, but hopefully I'll be in a fit state to run it next year as well. So it'd be nice because it's a local one for me, so lots of my friends are doing it. And I'm the water boy tomorrow. Apparently I should be handing out water, so as they come over the line, or if they want it before the start of the race, I'm the man to see. Come get your water from me, kids. So if you're working or running the Woking Marathon tomorrow, if you're local to me, come and say hi. This is what I look like. That's about it for now. Any other news as I get it, I'll obviously keep you updated. Feeling good at the moment. Certainly no chest pains or anything else like that. All good in the hood, as they say. So you take care, enjoy your weekend, and I'll catch up with you soon, kids. Cheers, bye. Hi kids, Rikus here. Been a couple of days since I last posted. Really not a great deal to tell you at the moment. Feeling good. Been swimming a couple of times. And walking the dogs, all good, no pains, no aggro or anything else like that. Although my heart rate monitor is playing up a little bit, and apparently today I was about 204 beats just walking the dogs. Luckily I was with my wife and she had a Fitbit, so I put that on, and in fact I was probably around about the 84 point something, so that's all good. Good news is it's rehab this week, my first session of rehab, or first physical session of rehab, should I say, cardio rehab. That's on Thursday morning, so I'm looking forward to that, seeing what they judge I can do and where I go from there. The other good bit of news I got today is that I've been booked into the Police Physiotherapy and Rehabilitation Centre at Flint House in April for 2 weeks. I need to get a note from my cardiologist to say that I can go and do certain things and I can only train at certain levels. But it's basically a gym for 2 weeks, residential. Food is excellent, so I'm going to have to be careful not to put on too much weight, but there's a bit of a pool there, 3 gyms, Pilates, yoga, yeah, you name it, it's all there. And a bunch of old Bill just talking nonsense for the rest of the time and setting the world to rights, so that should be quite amusing for a couple of weeks. But that starts in April, so I'm really looking forward to that. Not back at work now until next Wednesday, So I'm making the most of my time off, just fiddling around the house, doing bits and pieces and stuff. So all good in the hood, as they say. I went and volunteered at the Woking Half Marathon last Sunday, which was equally good and frustrating in the same measure. Very frustrating because I'd actually signed up to do it, and obviously since my STEMI I couldn't do it. But it was great to see a whole bunch of my mates come through, and I was giving out medals at the end, so that was really good to see them and give them their medals and some really quick times as well. So it was a thing, but equally frustrating because I couldn't run it, and I was thinking I could have done an easy 1:45 had I been fit. But there you go, got to learn to just kind of take these things as they come and not to rush things, I suppose. But yeah, everything's good, as they say at the moment. I'll leave it for now. I'll give you an update on Thursday after my rehab session and see where we're going from there and see what I can train at. And hopefully I'll be cleared to go and do a bit of light running or anything else like that. And I'll try and listen to the doctor's orders, not go and do a half marathon or something stupid and try and keel over and die, which is probably best avoided, really. So I'll catch up with you then, but I'll speak to you soon. You take care, guys and girls. Cheers. Hi kids, Rikus here. Just had my second cardio rehab session. This is the one-to-one with the nurse, and it went really well, to be quite honest, and got out of it what I kind of wanted to get out of it, which is basically meanings that I can get back to doing some training. To give you a quick run through what I did, ask you loads of questions about your diet, how you've been feeling, and stuff like that. And then they put me on a chest to step test. Well, they weren't going to. They looked at my original stress test from when I was released from hospital. And then they said, yeah, you can train, and you can train to 11.5-minute miling. For me, that's actually a walk. I always thought that I was going to be working to a heartbeat or heart rate, but actually they've suggested that working to the Borg scale, which I have mentioned before, which is a perceived effort, is a lot more accurate. When I kind of raised my eyes and suggested that 11.5-minute miling wasn't really going to do me an awful lot of good, or I didn't want to be training that lower intensity, they put me on the chest to step test, which is basically to a beat, standing up onto a box and back down again, and that went really well. And so the upshot of that is that I can now train to a maximum really of 9-minute miling, so somewhere between 9.8 and 9-minute miling, which equates to a 1 hour 10k pace, which you can live with. It's a bit slower than I was doing, certainly pre-STEMI, but it's probably about half marathon pace for me, maybe a little bit slower than half marathon pace. But in the first instance, that's good news. It's certainly a run as opposed to a gentle jog, which is where I wanted to be. I'm cleared for training to go to spin classes as long as I don't go over a certain wattage, and again on the rowing machine. So I've got some stuff to work on, and when I go to Flint House for my 2 weeks of rehab, I can actually go and do something meaningful every day, as well as go and get my other aches and pains and niggles sorted out, hips, ankles and all those sorts of things you get from running. I suppose the biggest thing to take away from this is it would appear that high cholesterol was potentially one of the major causes of my STEMI in the first instance. And that's not through me having a bad diet, that's actually just through naturally. My mum's got high cholesterol, my brother's got high cholesterol, and it's just naturally runs in our family. What does that mean for me? Well, it means more oily fish, although I have changed my diet and I now eat fish every other day. Lot less red meat, not that I was eating a great deal, but little changes like changing beef mince for turkey mince to make chilies, just cut down on that sort of thing. Cleared to drink some alcohol, we didn't define how much some was, but I'm not a big drinker anyway, so it's not a major issue. It means that I can go and have a beer with my curry every now and again, and I can have a gin and tonic every now and again as well. So I'm quite happy with that. And the same with caffeinated coffee. Butter is probably one of my big weaknesses, so I've got to cut down on that, and I probably have too much sugar in my coffee in terms of, or I drink too much coffee, and therefore lots of sugar a day. So I've now got to cut down on the sugar intake. But that apparently is just a taste thing, and once my taste buds get used to doing that, that will be that should go better. So it's not a bad thing. Everything else though was on par. My blood pressure was almost spot on at 120/80. It was actually about 118/78, I think. So I'm almost near perfect on that. Height to weight ratio is all good. So yeah, I'm come away from that very positive, and we can move forward now. So what with one thing and another, just going to get back to doing some meaningful exercise. Went and saw my boss yesterday. I'm only going to be working 4 hours a day for the foreseeable future, until my force medical officer tells me otherwise. But I'm not going to hurry up and tell him that I need to work 8 hours a day or more. So that's all quite good. So there we have it. Next rehab session is a group rehab session in the gym, and that's on the 28th of this month. But before then, I'll get out and do a couple of 2 or 3 mile runs and see how we go. And as I do those, I'll let you know. But it's all good. So a couple of minor tweaks and changes to do. Oh, and the other big thing I need to do is I need to warm up properly and I need to warm down properly. It means a proper 5 minutes slow, bring my heart rate up slowly before actually starting running. And more importantly, when I finish exercising, is to warm down properly. You know, a good half-mile walk, bringing heart rate right down so there's no stresses and strains on it. But we'll go from there. And in 3 months' time, I need to have another cholesterol test, and so they'll see what they're doing there. If nothing's particularly changed or it's gone up, which I hope it hasn't, I'll need to see what they call a lipid specialist, which I'll tell you about should that actually happen. In the meantime, no, that's all for now. But all positive, all in the right direction, and looking forward to going out and doing some exercise. Catch up with you soon, kids. Cheers for now. Bye.